This is Ben from Testiv, and we are solving an SAT algebra problem. This asks, which of the following is a graph of the solution of the inequality negative x squared plus 5x minus 6 is less than 0? Okay, and we have these different number line graphs here. So what we need to do is solve for, first we're going to factor out this binomial. So negative x squared plus 5x minus 6, let's make this a little bit easier to work with by multiplying it by negative 1 so that we actually get x squared minus 5x plus 6 is greater than 0. That's a little easier to work with. And remember, when you multiply both sides by a negative, you switch the sign. So we switched this from a less than to a greater than. So now we can factor this. So we end up with, let's see here, we end up with x minus 3 times x minus 2 is greater than 0. How do we know this? Well, negative 3x minus 2x, if we were multiply this all out, this would make a middle term of negative 5x, but negative 3 times negative 2 is equal to positive 6. So that's how we factored that. And now we can take each of these pieces and we can see that x actually cannot be equal to 3 or 2. Why? Well, if we substitute a 3 in for x, then this term will be 0 right here. This will be 0, and that will make the whole thing 0 is greater than 0, which is false. So x can't be 3, and similarly x can't be 2. So that means we can rule out a couple answer choices here. We can rule out the middle answer choices because these have a closed dot on the 2 and the 3, showing that x could equal 2 or 3, which it cannot. So we can rule those out. So now we're just looking at these first and last answer choices. So the nice thing is we don't actually have to solve this all the way out because these are pretty different answer choices. In this answer choice, it shows that x could be anything between 2 and 3. So like 2.5, for example. In this answer choices, so this is between 2 and 3. In this answer choice, we can see that x is less than 2, or x is greater than 3. So that makes it pretty easy. Let's just substitute in an easy number and see if it works in the equation and keeps it true, in the inequality, and keeps it true. So simplest number I can think of is 0. X is less than 2. So if we let x equal 0 and we substitute it in, that will mean this is the correct answer choice. If we substitute x equals 0 in and it's false, then that will mean that this first one is the correct answer choice because we've already narrowed it down. So let's just substitute 0 in for x. So we come over here. That makes 0 squared minus 5 times 0 plus 6 is greater than 0. So that's 0 minus 0, which is 0, plus 6 is greater than 0, which is 6 is greater than 0. Is 6 greater than 0? Yes, this is a true statement. So when we substituted in x equals 0, the inequality remained true, which means this is our graph and not this, because this didn't allow for x to equal 0.